In today's MLB postseason recap, we got guys flipping over fences and Padres players going off on the umpiring crew because of this call right here. The Tigers, in fact, did not go 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position again, and they kept pouring salt in the wound against my guard dogs. And also, we have to talk about some non-baseball stuff because Yankees rookie Cam Schlittler, his mom was literally harassed by Boston Red Sox fans. That was a big mistake. Like, I'm talking all-time stupid mistake by Red Sox fans because they woke up a literal titan. You had the guy saying F Boston as he was walking off the field. If you're new here, we recap every baseball game almost every single day, so keep growing the game with me, leave a like, and hit that subscribe button. And as always, don't forget to save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. I told all of you yesterday that the Tigers would not go 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position again and that the Guardians would have to score 6 runs. Well, that was a perfect prediction. I do want to show this for me and for my sanity. Chase DeLauter did secure his first career base hit, but technically it doesn't even count because the only hits that count are in the regular season. Scary Carey Bonds, whatever you want to call this guy. He got it past CJ Kayfis. The rookie just misplayed it. That's an RBI double. The Guardians put a Band-Aid on it and got out of that jam to J-Ram. He tied it for like 5 seconds. Dillon Dingler, he threw a rocket to get J-Ram. That was one of the quicker pop times I've seen in quite some time. And then, for the first time in decades, we saw a Tigers catcher throw out a runner and go yard in the same game. Dillon Dingler is from Ohio, by the way. I think he grew up as a Guardians fan, so that's got to be a weird feeling. Wencel Perez, a 2-run lacer to right field, and at this point, I knew that the game was over. Torkelson, that's his second RBI of the series. Riley Greene finally made some contact. The Tigers went 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Now, Guard's ball did show up for a few seconds. It's cute in the moment and kind of hilarious, but also kind of embarrassing. Like, oh, you really need to rely on sorcery and friendship to score runs? That's not how the big leagues work. Vest threw out J-Ram to end the inning, so we head to the 9th, and Vest locked in for a 1-2-3 final frame. So the Guardians go from 15 and a half games back to making the biggest comeback in MLB history just to lose to the team that they overcame. So baseball. GG's Tigers, you guys put up a fight. They are facing the Mariners tomorrow in a 5-game series. Who do you got coming out on top? Now, to the Guardians' credit, they shouldn't have even been in this situation after trading Josh Naylor, Anderson Jimenez, Shane Bieber. They lost Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz to gambling speculation, so 5 cornerstone players just gone. So with that being said, I'm still excited for 2026. We saw Chase DeLauter and George Valera take some awesome ABs in this postseason. Travis Bazzana, the former #1 overall pick, had a 420 on base in AAA this year. The Guardians will also have a healthy John Means. If you don't remember, they gave John Means a 2-year contract, well, 1 year with the team option. They're going to pick that up. They also have a healthy Daniel Espino. They got Cal Steffen in the Shane Bieber trade. Gavin Williams looked like a true ace. So the Guardians have a ton of potential going into 2026. They just have to spend a little bit of money, which is like expecting me to grow up to be 6'4" tomorrow. It's probably not going to happen. Game 3 of Padres versus the Cubs. PCA had himself a monster game. He poked in an RBI single for his first of 3 base hits, and by the way, this was crazy to hear. This was the first hit of the entire series for the Cubs with runners in scoring position. The former Cub, Jeremiah Estrada, I also did not know that he was a former Cub. He came in, he walked in a run, but then he put the Cubs in a blender. He had a strikeout, then a double play, then he came out for the 3rd and again threw a shutout inning. So we're in the 4th now. Xander's up with a runner on second base. Jameson Taillon went 4 scoreless and he got pulled right after. They went with Danny Palencia, the closer, in the 5th. They were just trying to make sure that the Padres could not get any momentum, but there's some momentum. Freddie Fermin, he jumped on 101, so it's 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs with Nando, and he got sawed off. A can of corn 3rd out. I just have to mention Tatis and Manny went 1 for 22, and then you factor in Luis Ariz, who went 1 for 11. I mean, you can't have that from your best hitters. And also, Ariz had a bonehead play earlier where he just jogged out a play to Dansby. The Padres, they were not in this series. Michael Busch just drove one deep. He eats right-handed pitchers alive. He is so sick. Now, we did have some madness in the 9th. I'm talking about Merrill madness. Jackson, he went to the basket. The Padres, they're about to rally, and they did rally again just after a brutal strike 3 call. ABS cannot come soon enough. Now, a lot of people have been saying, well, the ABS is a 2D zone, and Baseball Savant uses a 2D zone, so it would have been an out. No. Baseball Savant, it's already been debunked. They don't factor in height, so Xander and Judge would have had the same strike zone. It's not accurate, so it would have still been a ball if it was ABS. So Keep that in mind. After that, Ryan O'Hearn and Bryce Johnson got hit by pitches, so it should have been bases loaded with nobody out. This would have actually been a fielder's choice for Jake Cronenworth, so it would have been 3-2, and then this Freddie Fermin fly ball would have been a sac fly. It should have been 3-3 with Nando coming up, but again, this is 2025 ABS-less baseball. Also, I believe the Cubs got hosed on a play earlier in the game, so who actually knows how this game should have shaped out, but they still robbed us of cinema. PCA, he was fired up on the final out. The Cubs, they move on to the Brewers. That's going to be epic. Who do you have taking that series? Now, after the game, Padres players, they were fired up. I don't think it was a great idea to have the umpiring crew go through the opposing dugout, so they were getting cursed out. And what do you guys make of that call? And one more note about the Padres, they have some big free agents coming up. You have Luis Arraez, Dylan Cease, Nestor Cortez, Ryan O'Hearn, and Jose Iglesias. They're all unrestricted free agents, but remember, they didn't even have Michael King for this series. Joe Musgrove was hurt, so the Padres, they're going to be spending big and getting healthy. I fully expect them to be on Pete Alonso or Kyle Schwarber, one of those guys. It's a do-or-die game. Boston versus the Yankees in the Bronx. It does not get better than this. I mean, unless Roman Anthony was healthy. That could have made it better. You have Schlittler versus Early, and Early just became the youngest Boston starting pitcher to ever start a postseason game since Babe freaking Ruth. Cam was throwing 100+ mile-per-hour sinkers, and he had some extra motivation. I'll get to that in a second. Connolly Early, he was gross until a lefty masher got to him. Hold on. Before that, Stanton, he had a 114 mile-per-hour laser. There was pure fear in his eyes once he realized, wait, that didn't leave. It's just a double, and then Early got out of that jam by striking out Jazz. This right here is why the Yankees traded for Ahmed Rosario. An RBI single just past the diving Trevor Story. Volpe then made it back-to-back RBI knocks, and this was kind of the icing on the cake. Nathaniel Lowe made an error to score on this play. It wouldn't have mattered anyways because Cam Schlittler was that good. He ended 7 with 99 miles an hour, and at this point, he had not walked anyone. He didn't even talk to Boone. He just kind of cruised right past him, and shout out to Aaron Boone for not being a computer for once. He let Cam go back out there. He racked up 12 strikeouts. He was throwing 98+ on pitch 105. McMahon is flipping over fences, and I mean, everything went right for the Yankees in this game. Trevor Story grounded out, so that completes 8 shutout with 12 strikeouts, no walks for the rookie Cam Schlittler. He's the first human to ever put up that stat line in October. David Bednar, he sealed it, so the Yankees are moving on to play the Blue Jays. More predictions. I want you guys to let me know in the comments who's going to take that series. Now, obviously, I was watching that last game live, and I saw Cam Schlittler, I think he mouthed F Boston coming off the bump, and I knew instantly what he was referring to. Before the game, Sox fans thought it would be a good idea to literally harass Cam's mom, saying that Cam, he's a Red Sox fan and that he's a liar, and they were just bombarding to the point where she had to deactivate, and Sox fans were like, oh my god, she really deactivated? We did that. Yeah, you loser, you faceless profile picture loser. You were harassing an innocent woman on Twitter. Congrats. You then got your teeth kicked in because you woke up a Titan. You deserve that. I've seen a few responses on social media like, wait, Fuzzy, Yankees fans always talk too, like we're allowed to do it once. Oh, so because they're sometimes degenerate losers, you want to be a degenerate loser as well? It doesn't work like that. Stop. That's a stupid argument. But after the game, Cam Schlittler pretty much confirmed that he took offense to what the Red Sox fan base said. He said, this game was personal for me after some hometown chirping. I'm not going to get into it, but there's a line, and I think they crossed that a little bit. I'm a competitor, and I'm going to go out there and make sure I shut him down. You know, Boston fans, that's just how it is. We're aggressive back home, and we're going to try and get under people's skin. So he's admitting that Yankees fans can get a little bit crazy as well. They just picked the wrong guy to do it to and the wrong team to do it to. Okay, yeah, they woke up a Titan. And there we have it, everyone. Another postseason recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here is a postseason picture update. We have the Mariners against the Tigers. We have the Jays against the Yankees. On the National League side of things, we have the Dodgers taking on the Phillies. That is going to be cinema. And the Brewers are taking on the Cubs. See you guys in the next recap. I can't wait.